Hello, my Christmas crackers. It's the week before Christmas. I am in full prep mode. I've made myself a step-by-step list of everything I'm doing this week, mainly cooking, to be fair, and preparation. And it's 10 pages long. That is in my Samsung notes, though, so don't worry, it's not like A4 pages. I love this time of year. I love cooking, and traditionally I have been at my family's for Christmas. We've had a couple of Christmases in London, just myself and my husband, or in COVID times when my friend joined us as well. I don't really think I've ever had a full Christmas period without any travel, and I'm so excited because this is my favourite time of year to make loads of food. I like making everything from scratch. The only thing I'm not doing from scratch this year is the cranberry sauce, because Sainsbury's has a mulled wine one, and I'm doing like a mulled wine theme in the Christmas dinner. But I did make fresh apple sauce because that's for leftovers, and I'm just very overexcited about that. I think I've already told you guys in my last video I'm kind of obsessed with my pressure cooker and my air fryer and stuff, but this is going to be a bit more of a traditional Christmas. There's going to be a lot of oven and stovetop. Anyway, so you basically know what I'm going to be doing for the next week, which is massive batches of cooking followed by, a few days of just eating leftovers and relaxing. Now then, I have got some cool stuff lined up. What I'm going to do is that I know Christmas, obviously, for lots of people, it's like the best time of the year. For a lot of people, it's the worst time of the year. I know some people this year will be like spending their first Christmas without one of their loved ones, which is hideous. And some people might be alone. So I decided what I was going to do is from Christmas Eve up until New Year's Day, I've got a video every day. Most of them obviously are going to be kind of relatively short ones. I'm going to keep some longer ones for the Wednesdays, a couple of Wednesdays. But they're going to be like samples or random things, and maybe a little bottle, like single reviews, so that there's just a little something every day throughout the festive period, so we can all kind of still be together in one form or another. So I hope you enjoy those. You'll see them popping up if you follow me. If you're like, I can't remember is it like some kind of subscribe thing? I can't really remember, but I know there's a way to get notifications. I'm rubbish with that kind of thing on YouTube, but I do believe there is a way to get notifications. But I'm just telling you now, there'll be a little something every day at 6 p.m. GMT. So this week, I did have a couple of little event type things this week, and I also was just wanting to feel a bit cozy. We'll get this one out of the way first because I've talked about it loads, but I did wear it again this week. Oh, delicious. There's been lots of conversation about this on my channel when I've talked about it. So there's a lot of people who love this. There's some people who just can't get along with it. There are a few people who didn't like it and now do like it. Some people who prefer the oil. Some people who prefer the perfume. Choco Musk from Al Rahab. Smells like a delicious powdered instant hot chocolate. Like that's the scent bubble it creates, and then closer to my skin I get a little bit more of the kind of traditionally ambery, slightly spicy, more perfumey feel of this. But I love this eau de parfum. I love it much more than the oil. So this is vanilla, chocolate, musk, spices, cinnamon, amber, sandalwood, oriental woodsy notes and rose, according to Fragrantica. I think in the oil it also lists myrrh. It's a lovely perfume for this time of year. It's gourmand with a perfumey twist. So it's not entirely like literally gourmand the way that a lot of gourmands are nowadays, which is probably why I find it a little bit more wearable than some gourmands. But I mean, honestly, just absolutely delicious, and it's just so fun to wear. That was a really cozy day. And then when we had a little event at work, I wore this. I haven't worn this for ages, so you guys might not have seen it for ages. This is Elizabeth Arden Untold Absolu. I'm just going to make sure that super safety sure that this is in focus, guys, because I don't always trust my iPad. This is the original bottle, the old bottle. These come in quite plain bottles now. I did see something on Fragrantica where someone said that they'd received a fake because it came in the new bottle. But Elizabeth Arden have just changed quite a lot of their older perfumes into just plain up and down bottles, a little bit like, what are they called? Like Red Door in that kind of shape. I don't know what's the most beautiful way to put this. This is such a pretty bottle. I really like it. It's just gorge. It's totally gorge. So, Untold Absolu is a very perfumey perfume. Again, it has some... It's quite sweet and it has some quite gourmand elements to it, but it really is very perfumey. It's obviously a perfume. When did this one come out? 2014. So yeah, before the whole kind of realistic, literal gourmands got very trendy. This lists notes of plum, raspberry, ginger and bergamot, mid notes of Egyptian jasmine, flowers and narcissus, base notes of Tahitian vanilla, tonka bean, benzoin and cashmere wood. I don't know why, but I think this smells like it's got cooked pears in it. Like, there's something about Untold Absolute that I think smells like pears. And the original Untold, which I have a little mini of, I got rid of the fuller bottle because I wasn't too keen on the woods in that perfume, in the base of it, but I kept the little mini because it's so cute and just for reference. But that is a pear perfume, and I just feel like this one, somehow, it smells more like cooked plum and pear to me than it does plum and raspberry. The vanilla's quite strong, I would say. I think the fruitiness, the kind of benzoin and wood is what makes it perfumey, and then you've got this gourmand vanilla kind of sitting there with it. I definitely do get some florals here, and jasmine is probably the strongest, but again, like, I wouldn't ever describe this as a jasmine perfume. It's definitely a very perfumey vanilla to me. So, the thing that was interesting then about this is I was wearing it and I was thinking to myself, it kind of reminds me a little bit of Jean-Paul Gaultier's La Belle and La Belle Le Parfum. It feels a little bit like it's a kind of relative of those perfumes, but it doesn't have the aroma chemicals that bother me in that perfume, or, well, both of those perfumes, to be honest. And obviously it doesn't have quite the strong vetiver that's in the original, but it does. It feels like it's somehow a relative of it. And I think Ron from My Fragrance Journey, I think Ron might have mentioned to me once in the comments, or possibly in one of his videos, that it reminds him a little bit... Ron, tell me if I'm getting this wrong. I think he said it reminds him a little bit of the Kayali Rock Candy Sugar. And that one, obviously, smells quite a lot like La Belle. So I can kind of see where he's coming from with that, because this time, after wearing it for a really long time, not wearing it for a really long time, I was like, oh yeah, it's kind of giving me a little bit of a feel of something like La Belle. I do think, though, just to mention, that this definitely smells like there's some patchouli in it to me. It doesn't list patchouli in the original version or in the new version. Let me just show you. That's what the new bottle looks like. It's very plain. It's a real shame because look, it's so beautiful, that bottle. Again, it's a bit dark in my room because I'm doing this in the evening. But yeah, I think they've got rose water added into the new one, apparently. I haven't been able to smell the new one because obviously I don't get to ever smell Elizabeth Arden stuff in store unless it's their like main range. But yeah, I mean, if you can get this on eBay, then obviously this bottle is so beautiful. But yeah, I really enjoyed wearing this. It feels a little bit mature. It feels quite grown up, but not in a vintage way, if that makes sense. I think it's really yummy. It's really nice, and it's really warming. It's perfect for this time of year. I have this massive bottle of it, which is why sometimes I think I might declutter it just because it's so big. But I love the bottle. I really like the perfume, so it's staying with me. That was Untold Absolu from Elizabeth Arden. I should mention it again because I feel like it's not a particularly famous perfume and it doesn't have anything printed on it. So next up, I wore another kind of perfumey, vanilla-y perfume. Perfumey, vanilla-y perfume. Oh. I was just in the mood. I was just in the mood for it. So Oh, my little vintage bottle. Yeah, I'm going to have to read it. Yeah, let's put it that way. Such a pretty bottle. I'm going to move that over there, and then we're going to move this one in here so it doesn't fall off the edge of this. This is the beautiful and lovely Far Away from Avon. That's the one, from Avon. I hope this isn't too dark when you actually see it, guys. So this is a bottle that I got from eBay in this frosted glass. This is the older formulation and the older version. The version of it that comes in the more pinky bottle with the plain pink lid is the one I had before. Incredibly similar to this. I just thought this one was just a little bit, ever so slightly less synthetic. It is still quite plasticky, but I quite like the plastickiness of this in very cold weather. So Far Away, I mean, this is a perfume that I had when I was a kid, when it literally first came out, and I just thought it was so chic. I just felt so grown up with this one. I had Cashmere as well. Not Cashmere? No, what was it called? Cashbar in the blue bottle, which had God, I love that bottle. I feel like I had like a bunch of little bottles of a lot of the kind of more grown up Avon perfumes. But I managed to get a little mini spray of Cashbar. So at some point I will be able to talk about that, because it smells a little bit like it's gone off, but I can still smell what I remember that perfume smelling like. Anyway, I digress, as normal. So top notes of coconut, ylang ylang, peach, caro corunde and orange. Middle notes, jasmine, gardenia, violet, freesia, osmanthus and rose. Base notes, vanilla, sandalwood, amber and musk. I think this smells like a kind of spicy, ambery, ylang ylang vanilla. Like, there's definitely a little bit of coconut. Like I said, it's quite plasticky. It's peachy in a way that I can cope with, because it's not a syrupy peach. The sweetness here is mainly coming from the vanilla. But it's definitely got that kind of old school, slightly powdery, ambery feel with a real weird plasticky note. Because I do find this one quite similar to Cashmere. God, I'm getting mixed up now between Cashbar, Cashmere. The Chopard perfume that I also have, that's one I very much need to be in the mood for, because I feel like possibly it's the patchouli in the base of that sometimes pushes through and makes it a little bit harder for me to wear. But when I am in the mood, I really love that perfume. So yeah, Far Away. I don't really like the version of this that's in these new bottles. You can kind of see here this. If you go for a bottle that has the Far Away little tassel on it, it will be some version of this. If you go for the plain box that just says Far Away, it's going to be one of these new bottles here. And I do have a video about this, comparing them, and the new version is just more synthetic. It's thinner. It's not quite as sweet. It's a bit more floral. So yeah, I don't love it. There's something about it, and same with Cashbar. Cashmere, oh, for God's sake, Cashmere, that reminds me of Ylang in Gold. But Ylang in Gold by Micallef is also like super synthetic to me. Like, I just don't like Micallef perfumes. I think they smell really aromachenically. Alright, so we'll stick with Avon, because I bought a few more of this range of body sprays. Now, this one is called Blissful. Bloody doorbell's just gone. This one's called Blissful, but I already had the watermelon one, which I thought was really nice, so I thought I would try some more of these. This is lemon in the top, bubblegum in the mid, and base notes of sugar. And I mean, I would just say that this is a very basic, it smells to me like a pink lemonade. I don't really get bubblegum from this, to be honest. No, it just kind of smells like a pink lemonade. I mean, there is a slight plasticiness to it, which I guess is supposed to be the bubblegum. No, I mean, it just smells like a pink lemonade. So it's perfectly nice. I wore it one morning. I think it's pretty. I don't think it's something I necessarily need to keep. I feel like if I'm in the mood to wear something that's this kind of light fruity, I'm probably more likely to wear Island Fantasy by Britney Spears, although I do think this one's really pretty. So yeah, I'm undecided as to whether I need to keep this or not, to be honest. You know, we'll see. But this one is Blissful from Avon, and they've got a few different ones. This is an eau de cologne, actually, rather than a body spray. It kind of works like a body spray, though, really. I will talk about the other ones that I got when I do, like, I'll probably do, like, a mini review of the whole set that I have. And then, let's see. What's next? Oh, yes. Because I bought Snow Cake from Lush, I haven't really been craving wearing that, but I've been really enjoying spraying it around. And actually, what I realised, I should have got both of the bottles to talk about it. But I've been spraying 1 squirt of cinders onto my fake flowers that I've got around the house, and then 1 squirt of Snow Cake, and together I think they're really beautiful. They smell really Christmassy, because cinders I find not quite sweet enough for my taste. It's a little bit balsamic and a little bit kind of acidic, but when you've got Snow Cake mixed in there, which is very, very sweet and kind of slightly fluffy, together they're just so Christmassy. But because I was thinking about marzipan, I thought I'd get out and try this guy. Now let me just spray this out. I can't really smell it much from the sprayer. So sweet. So this is my little bottle of Demeter pistachio ice cream. Now this is not the original bottle, because I took a decant and then I gave the rest of the bottle away, because there was not in a million years was I going to get through a massive bottle of any of the Demeter perfumes. They're so sweet and they're so specific. I have to be in such a specific mood to wear something this much like food. So pistachio ice cream from Demeter in the little bottles. It's normally look like that, but I had one of the long ones with the screw tops, you know. So this is a cologne spray as well. So not the longest lasting, but I mean, because it's so sweet, it does kind of stick around. It just says pistachio and ice cream here. I don't know that that's accurate. I feel like the actual thing might mention like almond or something as well. This opens to me smelling like pistachio, and then it dries down to smell like a sugary marzipan. Like, that's what it smells like on me. That's what it smells like to me. I think it smells more like marzipan than Snow Cake. I think Snow Cake has quite a lot of mimosa in it, which kind of takes it in a different direction. But yeah, this one smells quite literal. It doesn't smell like... I mean, it kind of goes through a bit of a plasticky phase, which I find with quite a lot of Demeters. But it starts off really pistachio-y, quite nutty, realistic, goes through a little plasticky phase, and then dries down into like a creamy, sweet, marzipan-y smell. So it was super fun. It's not something I can wear for a long time, because I don't need to re-up on it, because it's so gourmand. I'm like spraying it on in the morning and then just leaving it is enough for me. All right. And then yesterday I wore this bad boy. Oh, it's so pretty. I asked my husband how I smelt, and he said nice. But we're going to make a little video over the Christmas period together, so I'm going to put this one in to see what he thinks. Oh, a beautiful bottle, a beautiful perfume. And actually, I think it was perfect for the festive season. So this Mont Blanc signature, the original. I haven't had a chance to try... I can't remember what it's called, but there's a new one that's it looks like it's got berries, I think, from the colour of it, I would guess. I'll click and have a look in a minute. But this original one, I think this is an excellent perfume. It's incredibly good value. The bottle is beautiful. It smells like very cold ice cream with fresh clementine, and then this kind of cleanly smell. The flowers make it smell cleanly. So the notes in signature: top notes of clementine, middle notes magnolia, ylang ylang, peony, base notes vanilla, white musk and benzoin. So that white musk and the flowers give you this kind of clean, fresh smell, clean, fresh, musky smell that is very trendy. But then you have a really obvious vanilla note and a very obvious clementine note, and it really smells like clementine. So it's kind of juicy and bright, but it really smells cold to me. It smells ice cold. Like, this is the perfect bottle and colour for this perfume. And so it kind of leans into the Christmassy feel in kind of the snow, you know, that, well, I can't remember the last time we had snow at Christmas, but I'm sure lots of places do, very cold places. I bet Canada has amazing snow at Christmas, for instance. But if you think of it kind of traditionally, the way you think of Christmas, and in all films, they always have snow at Christmas, don't they? This is the cold, snowy part of Christmas with the clementine and sweet part of Christmas as well. And it's just lovely. I really liked wearing this. This one I put on in the morning. I reapplied it a little bit about like 7 o'clock, I think, at night, just to see me through for the rest of the night. It's just absolutely lovely. Really, really, really tasty, and I'm really glad that I got it back into my collection because I had decluttered I had like a 30 ml, and I decluttered it because I just wasn't wearing it, and then I started to really think about it again. I blame Pretty in Perfume for making me want to get this again, because I know it's one of her faves, and every time she was talking about it, I just wanted it back in my collection. So, that's who I'm blaming, but I'm glad to have it back. I really enjoyed wearing it. So the other ones, I haven't, Signature Elixir, that's what it's called. I haven't smelt this one yet, but I have read someone say something about like amberwood in the base, and that is always the kiss of death for me. If someone's actually mentioning that in a review, it means they have that tarry aroma chemical. And I did smell Signature Absolu, and that has loads of the tarry aroma chemical, which is honestly like a tragedy, because that's a delicious ylang ylang and tuberose sweet perfume. It's so pretty, apart from that disgusting ambro fix or whatever it is. So yeah, I if I can smell it in store, I'll smell it, but otherwise I'm not really going to bother with it. This one doesn't have that. It's not tarry. It's really pretty. So then date night. I mean, date night for us tends to be going out to Honest Burger to try their special, and they had their Christmas special. And my personal favourite Honest Burger local special is the Warren Street Burger, which has like a kimchi thing in it, and like, oh my god, it's so good. But I wore this because she's new and I wanted to wear her, and I thought she was perfect for date night. She is a little bit sexy. Lolita Lempicka. Is it Elixir? Elixir Sublime. Honestly, my memory. It's in this beautiful, beautiful gold bottle. So cool. Apparently like the intense Elixir version of Mont Blanc. So Lolita Lempicka Elixir Sublime is top notes of licorice, mid notes of violet, cedar and jasmine, base notes of vanilla, tonka bean, lavender. This one to me smells like a vanilla heavy, maybe slightly less crisp and more powdery, less musky version of Lolita Lempicka, but then weirdly in the dry down it starts to remind me a little bit of Cinema from YSL, which is strange. But yeah, that's just, I imagine it's something to do with the texture or the type of vanilla that's in this perfume. I mean, it also weirdly has a bit of a nod towards something like Pink Sugar, and I did, when I first reviewed this, say that I feel like this is Lolita Lempicka's take on something like Pink Sugar, because it's even sweeter, it's much more vanillic. I don't think it has quite the same cotton candy feel, but no, but I mean, you definitely get the licorice, you get a lot of vanilla. There's less violet, I would say, in this than the original, and it's obviously not kind of fruity in the same way, but it weirdly it just kind of reminds me of Cinema, and a few other people have said that as well. But it's like the love child of Lolita Lempicka, more so maybe the original to me than Mont Blanc and then Cinema. So it's very, very pretty. I really enjoyed wearing it. That's a beautiful perfume. Very glad to have it in my collection. And then the last thing I wore, oh my god, I haven't worn it for a little while. I forget. Every time I take a break from it, I forget how much I actually love it. Guess Seductive Red. I absolutely love Seductive Red. This is my chosen version of the Baccarat Rouge 540 kind of profile. Lots of people will say it doesn't smell like Baccarat Rouge, but if you walked past someone wearing this, you might not think they were actually wearing Baccarat Rouge, but it would remind you, it would make you think of Baccarat Rouge, if you see what I mean. It doesn't have the same medicinal quality, it doesn't have the same strange kind of airy cotton candy feel quite so much, but it's equally as sweet and it has the same overall kind of profile, but it doesn't have the disgusting aroma chemicals that MFK tend to use nowadays. And it's got cherry and almond, and the first time I smelt this, I was like, it really reminds me of a Bakewell tart without the pastry. And I still kind of get that. I just love it. It's syrupy, it's sweet, it's girly, sugary, fun. And it's one of those that everyone always says it doesn't last, but I feel like it's the same with Baccarat Rouge and other perfumes that are duping that. There's something about whatever it is in here that's making those perfumes smell similar that people go anosmic to, because I'll literally, for instance, so I was cooking on the day I wore this. I put my hair up in a bun to keep it out of the way and so my hair wouldn't smell like food. After I'd eaten, I took it down, and I hadn't really thought about the fact I was wearing a perfume. I hadn't really noticed it. The second I took my hair down, all I could smell was this, and that was after like 6 hours of wearing it. I could smell it when I went to bed. I can smell it on the clothes I was wearing on that day. It does actually last. I think other people can smell it, but you kind of go a bit anosmic to it. So yeah, I love this perfume. It does have a very gentle sprayer though, so I do have to spray quite a lot, and you can see like I'm probably only like halfway through on this, even though I have worn it so many times, and this is like just a 30ml, but it has a very, very small gentle sprayer, so I really have to go at it quite hard when I'm trying to actually get it on me. But I love it, and it's delicious. And actually, I had a lovely week. Look at that. What beautiful perfumes. Quite a lot of sweetness. Yeah, they were all actually really sweet, except, I mean, this one's sweet in a kind of fruity way, a fruity, sugary way. And because there's quite a lot of lemon in it, it wasn't, like, ridiculously sweet. Everything else, really quite sweet. Either very sugary or a little bit vanilla-y. But it's that time of year. Oh, I didn't read the notes, did I? Hang on. Sorry, guys. Top notes of cherry, almond and pink pepper. Middle notes of cherry blossom, violet and magnolia. Base notes, vanilla, tonka bean and sandalwood. If I look at the votes, it's cherry, vanilla, almond and cherry blossom, followed by the tonka and the sandalwood. It's just delicious. Let's see, what's the top comparison? Top comparison is cloud. That makes sense to me. Like, imagine something like cloud with cherry and no coconut. Definitely that kind of thing. It's been compared to Sweet by Lolita Lempicka. I do not actually think it smells like that. I think I really like them. They're both syrupy cherry perfumes, but this is like a Baccarat Rouge one, and Sweet smells a bit like a cherry lip balm. Like, it's a different feel, I think. And the Baccarat Rouge, of course, it's in there. And Cloud Pink, yeah. Cloud Pink, I think the reason I like Cloud Pink is it's like a fruitier version of Cloud, and I think this is that same kind of thing. But this is more affordable. Might as well just get this. Yeah, it's absolutely delicious. And I'm already thinking I can't wait to wear that one again. I really love it. So that is it for this week, guys. And the next time I do one of these will be after Christmas. So you'll be able to see what I wore. To be honest, I'm going to be doing so much cooking. I probably will be wearing pretty low-key perfumes. And then on the days when we're wearing leftovers, I might wear things that are a bit more intense. I probably will reach for some things that have a bit of a gourmand element, because then while I'm cooking, I'm not getting like a perfumey smell, you know. But we shall see. You'll see what I plump for, because I don't even really know what I'm going to wear yet. I haven't really planned it out too much, except that I know I can't wait to wear Burberry Brit, and I can't wear that. I mean, that is way too perfumey to wear on Christmas Day when I'm doing all the cooking, and Christmas Eve. But that will be broken out soon, because I keep thinking about it, so can't wait. Right then, the only other thing I really wanted to do, because it is coming up to Christmas, is I just wanted to give a shout out to some of my favourite YouTubers. When it comes to watching perfume videos, I'm always really excited to watch the Perfume Journal. Obviously, you probably already know the lovely Danielle at my Perfume Journal. Amy at Save or Salvage Scent, I really like her videos. I love Claire Smith's videos, you guys probably already watch her. I love Ruth Ann McKinnon. She doesn't post that often anymore, but I really love listening to her talk about perfumes. Pretty in Perfume, I mentioned earlier. If you guys like watching me and you like looking at the nice bottles and hearing quite a nice voice talking about perfumes. I have been told some people watch my videos because they like my voice. I watch Pretty in Perfume partly because I really like her voice. I like her varied taste, and I really like her channel. She is a bit sporadic the way that she posts, but she also does some sort of long form videos, which are my favourite. So I really, really hope that some of you guys go and take a look at Pretty in Perfume's channel, because she really should have over 1,000 subscribers by now. Like, she's made a lot of videos. They're so lovely and calming to watch. And she reviews a lot of really affordable perfumes. So please go and show her some love. I was really glad to see that the Nostalgic, I should say, has come back to YouTube and made a little video about some affordable fragrances recently. I was really, really chuffed about that. I really like, I mentioned earlier, I like Ron from My Fragrance Journey. Go and check him out if you haven't already. I really like Heart Notes, and I think that's it for my shout outs for the perfume channels I really like to watch the most. Although I have to just mention, I also really like watching Lauren May Fragrance. I just like that she makes really long videos, and I kind of like listening to her talk about things, even though I think we've got slightly different tastes, and she often has quite a lot of niche perfumes, but and nearly always vanilla. But there's something about her channel that I find really kind of soothing to watch. I quite like it. There are a few channels that I think I watch just because I just like the vibe, even if I don't really like the perfumes. In the same way, there are quite a few channels that talk about perfumes that I probably would quite like, or that are more my style, but I just don't like the vibe of the of the channel. So yeah, I mean, that's it from me. I hope everyone has a beautiful Christmas. I'm going to have a very food-filled Christmas, and honestly, hopefully we don't get gout. It's gonna be so fun though. My freezer is gonna be so full of delicious food for early next year to see us through the winter period. Please do let me know if you've got any of these, if you've tried them, if you like them. Let me know what you've been wearing. If you already know what you're going to wear for Christmas, please let me know. And thanks for everyone who was talking to me about things they're obsessed with, because yeah, I love to know that as well. I love it when people just kind of get into things, especially on YouTube. On my YouTube, their rip-off version of Wrapped, from Spotify, I think it was like I started watching stuff about hair, and I have really changed what I use on my hair. I don't use shampoo, I use co-wash now, and that is because I investigated it a lot on YouTube first and got lots of good advice on how to use it and what the best ones were. And obviously a lot of cooking. I've watched a lot of stuff about property because we're looking to buy next year. So there's a lot of stuff on there, along with, I always watch the Ringerverse. I love the Ringerverse. I love their podcast. I love the Midnight Boys and House of R most. Sometimes A Big Picture. I love Prestige TV. Like all of those entertainment Ringerverse podcasts and video podcasts. I really love that. I also watch a lot of comedy, as I always do. Pappy's Flatshare Slam Down Christmas episodes are always so funny. So yeah, that's it. It's not a massively long one considering it's a Christmas one, but you'll see after Christmas maybe I shall be talking to you about much more, and you might have to skip past me talking about all the delicious food because it's going to be epic. Yeah, I hope you really enjoy the videos that are coming up, and I will see you on the other side of Christmas, guys. Have a lovely Christmas. If you're on your own, I hope you can still have a beautiful time. If you've chosen to be on your own, obviously have an awesome time. I totally get it. If you are not having the happiest Christmas, my love goes out to you, and I'm just going to have to stop talking now before I just go on and on and on and on and on forever. Bye, guys.